Bookish.Taylor. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today I'm here to bring you my June wrap-up. And it was not a great reading month for me. I read 6 books this month. I read 2 arcs, an audiobook, and 3 physical books. I'm going to go ahead and explain which challenge for the Emoji-a-thon, what books I used to fill that. So the first one was a futuristic sci-fi book. I went ahead and I read Untamed by Madeline and Dyer. I am part of a review group on Facebook, and that was one of the books that I was approved for. 4 out of 5. If you like futuristic kind of dystopian novels, this one is definitely one that you'll like. I don't want to give it away because I went into it blind, no expectations. It was beautiful. So I will leave the Amazon link down below. You should totally check it out. It's really good. The second arc that I read was Soulmated, and I gave that 5 out of 5. I loved it. It was a kind of an urban fantasy. It's also an own voices novel because there is a clan of Irish people who have this like telepathic psychic ability, and so the head of this clan needs to go and find his soulmate, and so they move to the States and they end up becoming neighbors, and that's all I'll tell you. The rest you have to find out for your own because it's really good. Really good. And Soulmated was my I think it was like kind of like an underrated book because not a lot of people have actually read it and reviewed it on Goodreads. So that was the little nerdy guy with the glasses. And then my romance contemporary, this was just not a contemporary, it's just romance. Jane Austen, Pride and Prejudice, audiobook, easy 5 out of 5. I loved this book. It's simply one of my favorites. The next book I read was, these are the 3 physical books that I read. And for the Emoji-a-thon, this one was A Different Religion, and that was When Dibble Met Richie by Zendaya Menon. I loved this book. It was a 4 out of 5. My only issue was I kind of feel like I would have liked it. I loved the ending, don't get me wrong, but I feel like I would have liked it a little more if things weren't so happily ever after for these 2. I wish that the ending for the 2 characters remained the same. I just wish that the path to the ending was a little different and a little more rocky. Yes, this was a 4 out of 5 because of that. It would have been a 5 out of 5, but I think I'm just kind of over happily ever after right now, where everybody gets what they want, and I kind of feel like I would have liked for someone not to get what they wanted in this book. Yeah, but it was really good. You should definitely read it. Next was A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I finished A Court of Thorns and Roses in May. Yes, in May, and this was a 5 out of 5. I haven't written a review for it because I don't think that I can do a review justice for this book. It was so good. I believe that this is her masterpiece, that out of all the books that she has written, this is definitely the best and my favorite. So this was an easy 5 out of 5 star. And then following that, I did go ahead and dive straight into A Court of Wings and Ruin. Another 5 out of 5. I feel like I should have given it a 4 out of 5 because, as I said, I'm getting tired of happily ever afters, and this has a happily ever after. I wish that a certain character would have remained dead, but I'm not going to tell you who the character is. But at the same time, I'm really glad that things ended for the 2 main characters the way that they did, because it's really sweet, and I can't wait for the next book in the series. I believe I don't know, I think it's still a series, but the first 3 are just from Farrah's point of view, but I can't wait for the next piece of this series. So those are the 6 books that I had read in the month of June. And July is shaping up to be a pretty hefty reading month, but I think it's gonna work. So stay tuned for my July TBR that's gonna be coming up later in the week, and I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you then. Bye.